there came a moment in my life when I wanted to experience everything that I was afraid of and just go for it, especially if it excited me and I was afraid of it. I was tired of living in fear, and so I just jumped into experiences that drew me, excited me, felt inside like, yes, this is something I want, I'm just terrified. And one particular experience was so terrifying that stepping into it, I haven't really been the same since. Mm-hmm. And I now know that who I am is that which is kind of inside of me, compelling me, what I'm, in a sense, feeling, though that word can be used in many ways, I guess. And then being that is a beautiful thing, an expression of beauty. And being able to express myself as it comes through me allows me to be authentic and not fall into games or false modes of being with others, mm-hmm. no matter who else is no matter what else is going on around me. And however, if I am not allowed to, if I can't express myself or not allowing myself to express myself, then I automatically fall into lies, we'll say, or false behavior. Am I making any sense so far?
So far, pretty good.
Okay. I'm making sense to me. Then the question of consent comes up. Sometimes the things that I feel incredibly drawn to be, mm-hmm. the things that I want to be, or the things that I feel compelled to be, are not okay with others.
Mm-hmm. Can you give me an example?
Expression of affection,
mm-hmm.
and it could be physical affection.
Mm-hmm.
Someone might have a clear boundary. They say, I don't really want to do that for whatever reason.
Yes.
And their reason may or may not be a great one from my perspective. Like, maybe you're afraid, or maybe this is your reason and I need to respect that.
Maybe?
Yeah, I would say that's a definite yes.
Right.
You need to respect it.
But the fallout is that then I start I don't know how else but to enter into a realm of suffering and lies, role-playing, I guess, rules.
So what is it that makes it hard to respect someone's boundary? Or to live with it?
Because I feel physical pain.
You feel physical... Why?
To stop from...
Yeah.
Physically moving or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then the only way to stop is to adopt fear in a way. Readopt it for temporarily. Say, I'm terrified of the consequences of not following, respecting someone's consent.
Yeah, you should be. See, I think the thing about is what's necessary for you to feel good about someone's giving you a boundary or saying something, or this is true for any of us, or somebody saying no to any of us about anything, telling us what's important to them, what they really want, what they really value. What is it about that makes it hard to literally honor, to feel good about? I mean, literally to kind of feel good about that each one of us as human beings, we get to want what we want, and we get to have whatever boundary we have. And what is it inside that makes that difficult to really feel, So
okay
you feel okay with it instead of feeling like you're constrained or you're frustrated or you know what I mean?
I think it's because I feel or perceive a sense of why a person is choosing
That's what I
to
thought.
make that choice.
But you
Yes.
can't know that.
Yes. Yeah.
You can only think you know that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do think I know that.
Yeah, yeah, of course you do. But that may or may not be true. You have no idea. They're the ones that know that. Possibly. They may not even know it. But it's kind of like, what came to me when you were talking was like, if I love chocolate-covered cherries, and I think Adya would love chocolate-covered cherries, so I bring him a big box of chocolate-covered cherries, and I say, you got to try these, man. These are great. These are the best thing in the world. And Adya says, you know, I've tried chocolate-covered cherries, and I don't think they're so hot. I'm not into them. Well, why would I feel pain about that? It's sort of like, you know, okay, he doesn't like chocolate-covered cherries. I'll bring him caramels next time. You know? I mean, if that's bothering me that he doesn't like chocolate-covered cherries, then that's something that I need to kind of look at in myself. There's nothing out there that's a problem with that. He's perfectly entitled to like chocolate-covered cherries or not, you know? So I would say, for me, like the dilemma you're bringing, I would say, you know, and I don't know, you'll have to find that out for yourself. That's your exploration. But I would say your sort of piece of this is to look inside and say, why? Mm-hmm. Just to inquire. Mm-hmm. You know, what is it in me that's feeling painful about this and why? And not that you have an immediate answer, just kind of live with the question and see what comes up.
Because there's a phrase I think that I've always really loved ever since I heard it. I think it's so useful, and it comes from Byron Katie. And she has these three phrases. I hope I get them right. She said, "There's your business, their business, and God's business."
Oh yeah.
And that, boy, if you want to get out of drama really fast, get clear. What's their business, what's my business, and what's God's business? If you don't like God's business, think of it as life's business.
Yeah.
And something like why somebody might say no, at the end of the day, all we have to do is know about whether they're saying yes and no. It's their business about why they're saying no. It's entirely their, unless they want to share it with us. Mm-hmm. If they don't want to share it with us, it's literally none of our business. We sit around thinking about it, and all it does is put us into fantasy, because we can't know. And it also, when we're in somebody else's business, then we often fall to that, to that tendency to think, yes, well, your reasons for doing what you do have to satisfy me. It's not enough they satisfy you, they have to satisfy me. And then, of course, we're back in the whole egoic spin. Then we're back in somebody else's business. So I think it helps clarify a lot, really. It sounds simplistic, but if you take it seriously, like, what really is my business? Is it really my business why somebody does what they do? Is that really my business? I mean, I know in our culture, we're encouraged to think about why everybody does what they do. Everybody's blogging about everybody else. And ascribing, motivations and all, and making their judgments and the whole thing. And God, if we could just sort of get clear on that one thing.
Yeah.
What really is my business? What really is your business? Because it's a real relief to realize I don't have to take care of your business. That's yours.
Yeah.
And, and God's business or life's business is life's business. Why is life the way it is? Why, we get those kind of questions all the time. Why is there suffering? It's like you're asking God or life to explain itself. And really, basically, you're saying, tell me a nice enough fairy tale so that I can sleep well tonight. When actually what we have to deal with is not why life is the way it is. What we really have to deal with is actually the way it is.
Yeah.
Why it is means we've got our mind somewhere that's really not going to serve us anyway. We're just looking for a story. But I just think it applies, By the way, I respect your courage in bringing that forward. I respect your courage in making that part of the subject of of what we're talking about, but I think it can be revolutionary, boy, when you get clear on that one thing. It really, really can. But it can be hard too, because the conditioning is so much in everybody's business. You know, it's so much, especially with connection. We all want to comment on everybody's, you know, we all want to be our own little, what do they call it? Like talking head. Do you know what I mean? We all want to be our talking, our commentator, I guess, commenting on life. When underneath that is something else.